On 24th February 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine, marking a steep escalation of the Russo-Ukrainian War, which had begun in 2014. The Russian Federation's war with Ukraine has triggered a catastrophic humanitarian crisis and threatened the stability of geopolitical relations. Economic output in the Europe and Central Asia region is forecast to contract by more than 4.1% in 2022, the second major shock and regional recession in 2 years. Moreover, the war has added to mounting concerns of a sharp global growth slowdown. Ukraine is a country known for its beautiful and diverse landscape, well-preserved culture and tradition, beautiful omen, and a terrible nuclear disaster. Actually, Ukraine is the largest country in Europe, not including Russia, and although the tensions with the big neighbor are ongoing, we will still give you enough data to understand Ukraine economy. Before going further, please consider subscribing for your country's economic review. Ukraine is among the poorest countries in Europe and suffers from widespread corruption according to various international monitors. However, due to its extensive fertile land, pre-war Ukraine was one of the largest grain exporters in the world. According to Transparency International's 2021 Corruption Perception Index, a scale of least to most corrupt nations, Ukraine ranked 122nd out of 180 countries in 2021, the second most corrupt in Europe, with Russia the most at 136. Ukraine's GDP was $155 billion at the end of 2020, while Russia's GDP stood at $1.48 trillion. Pre-war Ukraine GDP per capita is $3,700. Poverty and unemployment rate are 3 and 10% gradually. But now these two parameters are expected to grow because of war, and GDP per capita is about to decrease. Manufacturing is an extremely important sector of the Ukrainian economy. In terms of productivity and revenue earned, products manufactured in the country including ferrous metals, transportation equipment and other types of heavy machinery, a variety of chemicals, food products and other goods. Ukraine has extremely rich and complementary mineral resources in high concentration and close proximity to each other. Rich iron reserves located in the vicinity of Kryvyi Rih, Kremenchuk, Vyalozerka, Mariupol, and Kerch form the basis of Ukraine's large iron and steel industry. Because of rich soils and favorable climate, Ukraine's crop production is highly developed. Its output of grain and potatoes is among the highest in Europe, and it is among the world's largest producer of sugar beets and sunflower oil. Ukraine's livestock sector lags behind the crop sector, but its total output is still considerably larger than the most of other European countries. Corn was the most produced food commodity in Ukraine in 2019, followed by wheat and potatoes. Ukraine stood 64 rank on Ease of Doing Business 2019 out of 185 countries. Russia remains Ukraine's most important trade partner. Ukraine also conducts a significant volume of trade with Germany, Italy, Poland, and other EU countries. The top exports of Ukraine are seed oils, corn, wheat, iron, and semi-finished iron, exporting mostly to China, Poland, Russia, Turkey, and Egypt. In East Ukraine, the average income is almost uniformly higher than the West. Only Kherson is a sparsely populated region, just north of Crimea, is poorer than the West Ukrainian average. The quality of life in Ukraine at the end of 2020 got the 77th position among 195 countries. Foreign citizens have the right to buy and to own any kind of apartment in Ukraine. There are no restrictions on buying any kind of property in Ukraine except agricultural land. Ukrainian healthcare should be free to citizens according to law, but in practice, patients contribute to the cost of most aspects of healthcare. However, Ukraine is the leader of world food supply and energy. If something goes wrong with this country, the whole world would suffer. But to be honest, we are now paying the price.